Welcome to my channel Geography Ki Pathshala. Myself Poulomi Chakraborty. So in my last video class you all know that I ended up with the second chapter, which is the world population. So in today's video class I am going to discuss about some question answers which are given in your exercise of the first chapter, Human Geography, Nature and Scope. So let's start with today's discussion. So in the first part of exercise, question number 1 is that which one of the following statements does not describe geography? The options which are given that an integrative discipline, study of interrelationship between humans and environment, next subject of dualism, and the fourth option is that not relevant in the present time due to the development of technology. So, what is meant by an integrative discipline? It means the integration of various disciplines within the same unit. Right. So, in geography we can see that it deals with what? With the natural and human phenomena, and it is holistic in nature. Right. So, this option we can say that it is defining geography. Then next come to the second option, that study of interrelationship between humans and environment. Now if you remember my first video class, there I have mentioned about this, that geography is the study of the interrelationship between human and environment, right. So this is also describing geography. Then next comes the third option, which is subject of dualism. So dualism means that parallel theories of same subject exist in different forms, right. So over geography you can see that there is general geography versus regional geography, or we can say that like physical geography versus human geography. So this is called the dualism of the subject. Next comes the fourth point, that not relevant in the present time due to the development of technology. So we all know that geography is quite relevant with the development of technology, right. Nowadays we can use so many statistical tools, or we can incorporate many mapping techniques to describe any phenomena or interpret any phenomena, and nowadays we can use many techniques like remote sensing or GIS to interpret the satellite imageries or aerial photographs. So this is not the thing that geography is not relevant. It's quite relevant with the present time with the development of technology. So the answer will be this fourth one. Okay. So the second question is that which one of the following is not a source of geographical information? The options are, first one is traveler's account, second is old maps, third one is sample of rock materials from the moon, and the fourth one is ancient epics. So from traveler's account we can get many geographical informations, right. From old maps also we can get, and from ancient epics. Ancient epics like say Ramayana, Mahabharata. From there we can know the locations of Ayodhya, Sri Lanka, right. So these three options, from these three options so you can get the geographical information. But from this third one, which is sample of rock materials from the moon, this will not provide you any information regarding geography. Because why? That geography means what? It defines the earth's surface. It describes the things which are related to the earth's surface. But over here you see that it is talking about the rock materials from the moon. That means what? It is not describing, or it is not dealing with anything which are related to the earth's surface. Then the answer will be this third one. Now let's see the third question, which is which one of the following is the most important factor in the interaction between people and environment, right. So the options are human intelligence, people's perception, technology and human brotherhood. So the right answer will be technology. Why? Because if you remember that in my first video class, while discussing about that human geography, nature and scope, there I mentioned about the concept of humanization of nature, right. So over there what I told you, that how people or how human being, they develop themselves from their technological knowledge, and by that way their interaction power with the environment became more strong, right, and gradually they became more active than their previous condition. So here the most important factor in the interaction between people and environment will be technology. Now let's come to the fourth question. Which one of the following is not an approach in human geography? The options are areal differentiation, spatial organization, quantitative revolution, and the fourth is exploration and description. So if you remember that these three, that areal differentiation, spatial organization and exploration and description, these three are the approaches of human geography. But quantitative revolution, it is not the approach. This is the phase which is talking about the spatial organization. This is the time period in which time the mapping techniques or the statistical tools, those were incorporated in geography, and the approach which came forward is spatial organization, and that phase, that time period is known as quantitative revolution. So this is not an approach, this is the phase or this is the time period, right. So the answer will be quantitative revolution. So now let's come to the second part of our exercise. The first question which is given, that define human geography. So now how you will write this answer? First you have to give the definition, or you have to write about that what is human geography, right. So see, I have written over here that human geography studies the relationship between the physical or natural and the human worlds, the spatial distributions of human phenomena and how they come about, the social economic differences between different part of the world. Okay, so first I have given the concept about what is human geography. Now I will give the definitions which are given by Ratzel, Ellen Churchill Semple and Vidal de la Blache. So these three definitions I already have discussed in my first video class. So you have to incorporate all these three definitions which are given by Ratzel, Ellen Churchill Semple and Vidal de la Blache. So this is the way how you have to write this question's answer. Now what is the second question? That name some subfields of human geography. So if you go through my video which I have discussed with this chapter, or if you go through the book also, then you will see that there it is mentioned about some fields and subfields of human geography, right. So the answer will be in this format, that some subfields of human geography are that. Now you will write down the subfields, which are behavioral geography, historical geography, geography of social well-being, cultural geography, gender geography, medical geography, electoral geography, military geography, geography of resources, geography of agriculture, geography of industries, geography of marketing, geography of tourism and geography of international trade. So these are the subfields of human geography. So the third question is that how is human geography related to other social sciences, right. So here first you have to write that, see, I have given some points, now you have to elaborate those points, okay. So the first you have mentioned that the relationship, right, about what, that is between all the elements of human life and the space over they occur. So first we will mention about this point. Next you have to say that human geography, it is interdisciplinary in nature. Third, you will say that it develops interface with other sister disciplines to understand or to explain the elements which are occurring over the earth's surface, right. So you will elaborate all these points. Next you will say that the interface with other disciplines, such as, now here you are giving some examples of the interface, that what are the interface of other sister disciplines, right. So see, behavioral geography, you can see that behavioral geography, it is related with what? Psychology. Next, geography of social well-being, it is related with welfare economics. Cultural geography, it is related with anthropology. Population geography is related with demography. Geography of resources, it is related with resource economics. Geography of agriculture, it is related with agricultural sciences, and etc. Right. So you will give some examples that how it has developed the interface with other sister disciplines. Okay. So now we come to the third part of the exercise. The first question over here is that explain naturalization of humans. So over here you can see that I have mentioned about some points, right. So you have to elaborate all these points, right. So first, what the point over here is that humans were influenced by their nature. That means what? You have to say that in the early period of human society, that means their primitive stage, here we are talking about their primitive stage. At that point of time, they were, means humans were greatly influenced by their nature, and we can see that nature was playing an active role and humans were playing a passive role. Next, we can also say that the level of technology was very low and their social development was in primitive stage. Now here comes what? Environmental determinism. That means what? That nature is much more powerful than human beings. So this environmental determinism, you have to mention this point. Next comes that presence of naturalized humans. That means what? Human beings, they were dominated by nature. That means we can see that the presence of naturalized human. Then the point is that they means humans used to listen to nature, was afraid of its fury and worship it, right, because at that point of time they were dictated by the nature. So they adopted the things what nature provided them, and they were also afraid of its fury, and that's why they worshipped it, right. So first you will describe all these points, then you will add over here that this type of interaction can still be seen in tribal societies, right. Still now we can see this kind of environmental determinism, like this type of concept in the tribal societies. There is direct dependence of human beings on nature for resources which sustain them, right. So this is the way how you have to write the question's answer, right. So the second question of the third part is that write a note on the scope of human geography. So here I have written some points and you have to elaborate all these points. Okay, so let's come to the first point. Here I have written that geography, it is integrative, empirical and practical. That means what? You have to mention that geography is the study of integrative, empirical and practical. Next comes that discuss about each and every phenomenon which varies over space and time. We all know that geography deals with what? It deals with varying phenomena which occurs over different space and time, right. Then the third point is that core of geography. So what is the core of geography? Core of geography is that to understand the earth as home of human beings. Next, you have to mention that there are two components of geography. One is physical or natural and the other one is human geography. Next, over here you have to define human geography or give a definition of human geography, that what is human geography or what it deals with, right. Now over here I have already mentioned that how you have to write the description or how you have to give the definition of human geography, that it deals with human geography deals with different form of lives, or it deals with the interaction which is between the physical or the natural and with what, with the human beings. So you have to say about the interaction process which deals human geography, and how each and every phenomena are varying over the space and time, their social and economic, their differences and which are occurring over different parts of the earth's surface, right. So here you have to give the definition of human geography. Next comes that it is interdisciplinary. It is means human geography. Human geography is interdisciplinary in nature. Then comes that develops interface with other sister disciplines of social science. So you have seen that human geography has developed interface with other sister disciplines of social science, right. So like you have seen that cultural geography, it is related with anthropology, and behavioral geography, it is related with psychology. Next you can say that population geography, it is related with demography. So we have seen that how human geography developed its interface with other sister disciplines of social science, right. So you have to mention it over here. Next comes that it has some fields and subfields. Now if you go through my video class, or if you go through the book also, then you will see that there are mentioned about some fields and subfields of human geography. So you have to give some name of the fields and their subfields, okay. Next you can say that like this, ending up it, that it reflects the expanding realm of human geography. So from here what we can say, that its scope is quite wide, quite expanding in nature, right. So the last line you can end it like this way, that the realm of human geography is quite expanding and it is quite extensive in nature. So this is the way how you have to write that what is the scope of human geography. I hope you all understood the question answers which I discussed in this video class, and also had fun watching this video. And if there is any doubt or any query regarding this question answers, then please comment below. Thank you.